Good afternoon, class. I have been working on this video since 6:30 this morning. This will be take number 7. I'm trying a new website to see if this works any better. So cross your fingers. So if at any time you want to try this problem by yourself, feel free to pause the recording and try it yourself and then press play and then you can see the work that I did. You could take the notes on a separate piece of paper if you like, or you can just watch the video. That's totally up to you. So we're going to start out easy because I wasn't sure how the technology was going to work today, which is good news because this video thing is driving me crazy. So we're going to start with just factoring and see how that leads to solving trig equations. So starting with something easy, the first thing you always want to do is see if you have a greatest common factor. So looking at this expression, we have a greatest common factor of x. And then when I factor it out, we're going to say x times what gives me x squared. So that would be x times x. And then we're going to ask ourselves x times what gives me negative 7x. And that would be negative 7. The next step would be to look into the parentheses and see if it's further factorable. But this one is not. So we are actually finished with that answer. So then moving on to question number 2. We're going to factor x squared minus x minus 12. Now this one does not have a greatest common factor that we can factor out. So we're going to start with the big X and we're going to ask ourselves what multiplies to give me negative 12 that adds to give me negative 1. So if you think about that for a second, it should be negative 4 and positive 3. And since the x squared does not have a coefficient, we can go ahead and do the shortcut and say x minus 4 times x plus 3. And again, the next step would be to see if the parentheses could be further factorable. And since these cannot, we can go ahead and say that that is the final answer. All right, so then moving on to question number 3. We're going to factor tangent squared of x minus 5 tangent of x plus 6. So all that changes is what your variable looks like. And so instead of having a variable of x, we have a variable of tangent of x. So we can still do the big X, which says what multiplies to give me 6 that adds to give me negative 5. So that would be negative 3 and negative 2. And again, there is no coefficient in front of the tangent squared of x, so we can use the shortcut to say that we have the tangent of x minus 3, and then we have the tangent of x minus 2. And again, we would look at the parentheses to see, could I factor that any further? And I cannot. So this is going to be our final answer. So it's just like a problem with plain x, but our new variable is tangent of x. So some of you have already done some of this, but I just wanted to let you know what my expectations were for today. So the next thing that you would do is go into the Google Classroom if you haven't already done so and complete the Factoring Review number 1 worksheet. You can either print that out and do it on a worksheet, or you can do it on a separate piece of paper. And then you're going to check your answers with the key. So once you've done that, you can say that you are completed with the Google Classroom or that you've turned it in, however that works. And then the next thing you're going to do is take the quizzes exit ticket that I sent to you. And if you have issues with that, please email me before the time limit so that we can try and get help with the help services of the website and make sure that you get that all done correctly. So we have until 9 a.m. tomorrow to complete that exit ticket, and that's going to let me know if you understand the material. So you will receive participation points as well as points for questions answered correctly on the quiz is assignment. So know that I miss you and know that I'm here for you and know that I think that you're amazing.